Good morning students. Today we are continuing with our chapter number 1, intelligence. Now we have come to the term IQ. IQ was a term that was given by William Stern. Okay, William Stern gave the term IQ. He devised this term to compare the individuals. Okay, when we have to compare the intelligence of two people or more people, then there is a term known as IQ, intelligence quotient, that helps us to compare the intelligence of the two people or more. Now before that we have to understand that Binet and Albert Binet and Theodore Simon were the two people who were asked to devise the intelligence test. In 1905 they started devising the test, and in 1908 he gave the term mental age. They both said that the mental age is different from the chronological age. Chronological age is the biological age of an individual. जो हमारी खुद की असलियत की जो हमारी एज होती है, जैसे आप 17 साल 4 महीने के, 17 years 4 months, then that means you are 17.4. This is your chronological age. But mental age may be different from the chronological age. ये दिमाग से आप कितनी एज के हो? Are you working beyond your age, that is superior to your age? Then your mental age will be high. If you are working below your chronological age, then your mental age will be below the chronological age. Okay, so how to calculate the IQ? According to them, IQ is the mental age over the chronological age multiplied by 100. Okay, mental age divided by chronological age multiplied by 100. Supposingly, your mental age is of 17 and your chronological age is also 17, and the answer will be 100. This will be your IQ, and this is the mean IQ, mean score. Okay, so if we calculate the mental age, we know the chronological age, and we will be able to understand the IQ, or we will be able to calculate the IQ. Okay, so if a person has more of mental age, then he will be on higher side of average. Okay, higher side of average. Now, what was the requirement for these tests or for these IQ scores? It was to identify the gifted as well as the retarded. Every individual, whether they have the same IQ, then also there will be differences, because as you have understood in my previous section that there is an interplay of nature and nurture, right? Even if the IQ is same according to the nurturing nature, okay, the nurturing will be different, and that will make the difference in the upbringing of the person and in his characteristics. So practically with the same IQ also you may have different cognitive skills, different set of emotional skills, but mainly we wanted to identify the gifted as well as the retarded individuals, right? Because there will be major difference in their cognitive characteristics, emotional characteristics as well as the motivational characteristics. These gifted people will need higher level of cognitive skills, they will have higher level of cognitive skills, and they will need more enriching environment, whereas the retarded people will not have cognitive skills and they will require more help. Similarly, in emotional and motivational level, higher intelligent people will have high emotional skills, motivational skills and cognitive skills, whereas retarded people will have lesser amount of it. So to identify these two categories, we need IQ more than ever. Now, to distribute the IQ can be identified on the paper through the graph. Okay, this graph is known as normal probability curve or normal distribution curve. There are many characteristics. First of all, there is a kink. Kink means there is an uneven line on the bottom. Why? Because there is no perfect IQ, 0. Okay, no perfect IQ 0. That means ये हमारा arbitrary है. As you have studied in 11th class, we are only taking an arbitrary value. There is no true IQ, zero IQ. Okay, so this shows that this is uneven. Okay, there is no real zero value. That is why here IQ scores are given and here number of people. Now this is known as symmetrical curve because it is bell shaped. It is bell shaped and one half is the mirror image of the second half. Maximum average people, 50% people lies in the average score, that is the middle, and the mean score, that is the center score, is 100, and the mean total mean is 90 to 110. Average IQ is 90 to 110 and the mean IQ score is 100. Now students, you have to remember that 50% of the population lies in the average score, that is in the middle, but only 2.2% of the population is at the extreme corners. Both the extreme corners, only 2.2% people are there. That means from the whole population of the world, only 2.2% people are either mentally retarded or they are mentally highly intelligent people, genius. Okay, only 2.2. So remember this, that when we are plotting IQ scores, it will be on x-axis, number of people will be on the y-axis, 2.2% people are on the extreme corners and maximum 50% are in the middle and 100 being the mean IQ score. Okay, it is also known as normal curve, it is also known as normal distribution curve, normal probability curve also. It is bell shaped and symmetric. Okay students? Okay, now let's understand the IQ score table, that according to which normal probability curve has been plotted. First of all, you have to remember this baseline, that is 70. 70 mental retardation shows that there is a mental retardation below 70. But to remember this table easily, you have to remember that there is always a gap of 10. 2 steps, 10 gap, then gap of 20, then gap of 10. Okay, 10 स्कोर का गैप होता है 2 टाइम्स, उसके बाद 20 का गैप होता है, then 10 10. Okay, there will be gap of 10 10. Right? Now below 70 there is a gap of 15. Gap of 15 IQ. This is a very easy method. Below 70 gap of 15, above 70 gap of 10 10, 20 10 10. Okay, now let's remember this. How it moves above 70? First we will discuss that. Above 70 it is 80 to 70. This category is the borderline IQ. That means if the child is getting an enriched environment, that is the nurturing is very good, then he will work on par and he will be working approximately equal to average. But if the environment is not good, that is nurturing is not proper, then he will be working like a retarded person. He can be in the borderline case. Okay. Now 80 to 70 is the borderline and 70 to 80 to 90 is the below average. This kind of a people are not in the average quality, but if their environment is good, they can work in 90, that is average. Okay, so environment is always going to play the role in the reaching of your potential. Okay, if you want to reach to your highest potential, your nurturing has to be good. Again, the 20 group is 110 to 90. This is the average group of people. Above 110 to 120, they are superiorly average. Okay, above average or superior of average, they were better than the average group people. Okay, 120 to 130 is superior and above 130 is very superior. They come in the category of genius people. But right now our focus is on mental retardation. The group of 70 to 55 is the mildly retarded people. Okay, from 40 to 55 it is moderately retarded people. 25 to 40 it is severe retarded people, and below 25 it is profoundly retarded people, and the gap is always 15. Okay, remember that. To learn this it is very easy. Now this whole concept of mental retardation was given by American Association of Mental Deficiency, that is AAMD. AAMD, that is American Association of Mental Deficiency, came the concept of mental retardation stating 3 points. That means first is their sub-average intellectual functioning. Their IQ is less, that is less than 70. Okay, their IQ is less than 70. So their IQ functioning is less. Okay, they are not able to work as a normal child. Okay, or the child with the average IQ score. So they are dependent on certain people for certain things. They have limited capacity. So their functioning is less than normal. Next is deficit in adaptation. A person who is intelligent, they need to use the resources available to them. Okay, according to Wechsler, it is a global capacity to adjust in the environment. Okay, they have to shape the environment also. They have to adjust in the environment also. They have to select the environment also. There is a deficit in adaptation. The adaptation is less. They are not able to adapt to the changing environment. They are not able to shape the environment because their intellectual capacity is less. Now, main point is manifested in developmental years. That means the person has to be identified between the age of 0 years to 12 years, 18 years. Before 18 years of age, this deficiency should be highlighted, diagnosed, then only he comes in the category of mental retardation. Students, after 18 years of age, that means like there are many diseases like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or many other diseases where a person can have a backstep in the intellectual capacity. That doesn't mean that he is intellectually retarded. He was okay, but because of different diseases, he has got the less of intellectual capacity. That is different from retardation. For retardation, we have to diagnose the person before 18 years of age, then only he is considered retarded. Now let us understand the mental retardation and how it is manifested in different IQ groups. So if we are talking about the mild group, it is from 55 to 70 IQ. Moderate is 55 to 40, and severe and profound, we will take it together, it is from below 40. Okay, 40 to 25 is severe and below 25 is profound. When we talk about your self-help, the mildly retarded person will be able to do all their work. They can brush, they can clothe themselves, they can do everything for themselves. Okay, they don't need help for that work. But moderate people need training. That means when you are teaching them how to button up the clothes, like we have to button up the shirt, you will have to teach them, you have to train them how to tie the laces. They will not learn it in 1 or 2 times. They will need training. You will have to be very slow and steadily, you have to teach them. Okay, so for every self-help work, they will need training. Whereas, whatever you do, you can't teach severely and profoundly people how to take care of themselves. They need constantly your help to bath, to brush, to wear the clothes, everything. They will need your help. So they can do, they need training, but they will be always dependent on you. Next is speech and communication. When we are talking about the speech and the communication, mildly retarded people have adequate amount of speech. They can understand others, they can respond properly, that means reception and expression. They can express themselves appropriately without any difficulty. Okay, this is adequate as normal as other person. But when we are talking about the moderate people, they can understand what the others are saying, but they can also express, but in the limited words. They are not profoundly we are using lots of words for the same thing. They will have limited vocabulary. They will be repeating those vocabulary words again and again. They will not be expected, they should not be expected to use different vocabulary words. The vocab is limited, the expression is limited. Okay. It cannot be very colorful, they can't be a poet or writer or something like that. So they will face little bit of difficulty, they may repeat themselves, they may be using different, only limited vocabulary, but they can make them understand and they can understand the things, right? But there is no expression and they only understand few instructions. The severe and profound people. Okay, they will understand. See, the mother is teaching them always since birth, or the parents or the caretakers. They will understand a little bit, limited reception. But if they are giving complicated things to be, we are teaching them complicated things, they will not understand. The expression is less, very, very less. They won't be able to tell what they want in a proper way. They can shout and show that there is some kind of a need, but they will not be able to express themselves properly. Right? Now academics. When we are talking to the academic, we are talking about the academics, mighty and moderate people are able to cover up 3rd and 4th grade comfortably. After that, after pushing and lots of help, they may move on to 1 or 2 more classes. But basically, they are comfortable till 3 and 4th class. Moderate people only 1 or 2 grade. And these people can't go to school, they can't understand academics level and other things. When we are talking about the social understanding, social motivation, then these people make friends. That means mildly retarded people can make friends, they can go out with them, they can have a party, they can understand them. But when we are talking about the moderately retarded people, they will have difficulty in making friends. Because see, this is all interrelated. Their communication is limited, okay, their understanding is limited, so their friend making will be also a little bit restricted. They will be not comfortable with new people and new people may not be comfortable with them, okay. So they can make the friends, they will make the friends, but they will be limited in number, okay, and they will have difficulty in maintaining their friendship because of their limited IQ, limited facilities. But these people are dependent on others. They can't move up, they don't have the communication skills. That is why they won't be able to make any friends. Okay. Now when we are coming to the vocational adjustment, these people have this much of capacity that they can do unskilled labor properly. Okay, they don't need help, they don't need guidance to do unskilled work. Okay. They can hold their job, they can go regularly to their places, they can do everything, okay, but they can't perform higher order thinking skills. अगर आप उसको कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर बनाना चाहते हो, वो बच्चा नहीं बन सकता, लेकिन हाँ, अगर कुछ मैनुअल ठीक करने सिखाना है, तो वो कर सकता है शायद, राइट? उनको कैंडल मेकिंग करवा दी, उनका कुछ छोटे-मोटे जॉब्स करवा दिए, सेल्स पर्सन बना दिया, they will do what you are telling him to do. Okay, now this person will have a sheltered atmosphere at the workplace. He will need supervision at all times. Whatever you want to teach that person, he will be able to carry out the manual labor, but there should be a sheltered environment, there should be a constant supervision. Under the supervision, he will be able to work. But these people are dependent and they won't be able to hold any kind of a job. Now when we are talking about the adult living, these people make friends, these people can marry, they can have children, mildly retarded people, but no for moderate and severely retarded people. So we can say that severely and profoundly retarded people are dependent for everything on the adults in the family, whereas moderately retarded person can do their work with difficulty. They need training, but they can lead a normal kind of a life, if we constantly help them and if we shelter them. But they can lead the normal life if we help them. They can lead very good life. Okay, the need is that we identify these people before so that we can help them accordingly. देखो अगर हमें पता है कि इस बच्चे में ये कमी है या इस इंसान में ये वाला चीज़ की कमी आ रही है, तो हमारी एक्सपेक्टेशन थोड़ी सी कम होगी। हम उसको मेंटली टॉर्चर नहीं करेंगे, तो ये नहीं कर सकता तो वो नहीं कर सकता। द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट इफ वी डोंट आइडेंटिफाई देम, then what will happen? We will be expecting the same thing as we will be expecting from an average person, right? And that will create an emotional pressure on these people. So to make them their life comfortable, to make them grow more in their limited capacity, we need to identify them and help them to achieve the best they can with their limited capabilities. Understood, students?